What 2000 song will always be a banger? Has no one ever heard X Gon Give It to Ya by DMX before? Because that one. I've heard that in trailers recently. It was the main song from the first Deadpool movie. Of course they have. Everyone was acting like they just discovered DMX. I heard it more recently too, but don't remember where. It was in this scene from Rick and Morty? Or the Minecraft YouTubes used it back in 2012 to 14. Lol, true, I've listened to that song for 5 years. Franz Ferdinand, Take Me Out. Jet, Are You Gonna Be My Girl? The intro to Take Me Out is so damn good. Take Me Out is my karaoke song because of that intro. It's still my phone's ringtone because it is still my favorite song. Oh, I love it too. So if you're lonely, most of my runs I start with this song to get my pace going, then slow down a minute later. Perfect. So if you're lonely, you know I'm here waiting for you. That tempo change slowing the song down while somehow still being a build up. I just remember it so fondly because of Guitar Hero. The entire thing is so damn good. Heads will roll. Yes. The remix is hands down one of the best remixes ever. I dare say I like it more than the original. Which remix is it? A track remix. There is a maps remix. Fuck yeah, it's so good. Days after this came out I saw a track player did bang a 7th anniversary party at Terminal 5 in New York City. He was the surprise guest. God, that was so awesome. Kids and Electric Feel, both by MGMT. What about Time to Pretend? Such a sad but great song. Time to Pretend is MGMT's best song emo. Congratulations. Little Dark Age. When you die, I'm not that nice. I'm mean, and I'm evil. Don't call me nice. I'm gonna reach your heart out. Ride with me, Nelly. A must be the Monet. A must be the honey. Honey Nut Cheerios. A pass me the money. I always thought it was a Godspeed O Monet. Mr. Brightside or Float On by Modest Mouse. I cannot get over how much I love Float On. I really hated when Luke Fiasco released The Show Goes On. I asked people if they heard Float On or about Modest Mouse, and they looked at me like I was mentally challenged. But why? The Show Goes On isn't a cover of Float On. They aren't the same vibe at all. It's definitely more than a sample. The same chords, sped up, added a couple, maybe? And kept the same lyrical rhythm to the chorus. Even Luke didn't really like the song. It was so fitting, says Loop of the Pistols reference, because The Show Goes On was put to me at gunpoint. It was, if you don't do The Show Goes On, your album's not coming out. I had nothing to do with that record, nothing. I was literally told how I should rap on it. But I'm a bastard, cause I'll turn around and put it back in your face. That's a bummer. I really like that song. If you love Float On, I cannot recommend listening to more Modest Mouse. Favorite band by a landslide, and emo Float On doesn't do them any justice, though I still love the song. I'm also a huge Modest Mouse fan, and I love Float On and the entire Good News album, but I see your point. If someone is really into the style of Float On, they might be disappointed by the rest of their catalog. Personally, though, I say that everyone should give Millimeters a listen, because they're great. But, I can accept that they are not for everyone. No One Knows, Kotze. I still remember seeing the music video for Go With The Flow for the first time on MTV after school. That song slapped back then and it still slaps now. Go With The Flow is my favorite Kotze song. I remember once hearing Josh Homme say that it was written from the point of view of a sperm. Seen the video? Yes, but when it first came out most music videos had nothing to do with their songs. Also, there was sperm all over that album. So I didn't put 2 and 2 together until that interview. Tons of music videos from that era and from the beginning of the format had to do with the song or expand on the themes. Can confirm. My sister recently turned me on them and she suggested watching the video since I was interested in listening to songs for the deaf. I was floored by both the video and music, and now I low-key wish there was an HD version of the video. I'd feel like slapping you for saying the song slaps. Missy Elliott, Work It. What about Get a Freak On? Absolutely. 1 Minute Man as well. Pretty much any Missy song. Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg will forever be drilled in my mind. Snoop, I can hear this comment. Me, you can't hear comments. Also me, hold my gin and juice. Mouth clicking sound, 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 mouth clicking sound. If you wanna hear an interesting reference to that song, listen to Foot Fungus by Ski Mask the Slump God. Vocally it's on the hook, and the drum pattern is identical. Ha, drop it on mic. That as well as the SKRT. I'm a hot ninja no pot. Clip 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 clop. Snoop. SKRT. Popping noises in the background. One More Time by Daft Punk. The whole album is one of my all-time faves. I assume you're already across it, but if not, check out Interstellar 5555. It's essentially a film clip for the whole album with a cohesive storyline, and no dialogue outside of lyrics. They played it on Cartoon Network one time late at night, before Adult Swim existed, and I started watching it not knowing what it was, but 12-year-old me just got absolutely sucked in. I couldn't look away. It was amazing. Keep in mind, at the time I didn't really have musical tastes and I didn't watch anime, so for it to overcome those things, it must have been amazing. And it was. I went out and bought the Discovery CD shortly afterwards, and it was the first album I ever owned. I wore out the case, and then the CD itself went to get, because I was a stupid kid, but that's because I loved it. To this day, I think it's some of the only music I've ever owned on physical media. I still remember that night in 2001/2002, staying up until almost dawn to watch Interstellar 5555. I wish I could relive that moment in my life for the first time again. I would get so excited when clips of Interstellar and Gorillaz music videos would come on Cartoon Network. I would cheer on Discovery singles as they climbed up the top 40 chart in my country. Stardust, Music Sounds Better With You. A Daft Punk side project whose music video is exactly what you just described. I had known Daft Punk, but never had seen this. We watched it after taking some mushrooms, and lem tell you that shit is fantastic. We had a tough time understanding whether the music video was made for the music or vice versa. No, it was just so perfectly synced and emotional. To this day, something about us makes me stop in my tracks wherever I am. Favorite part is during One More Time, because when you hear the envelope filter in the song, that makes things sound muted. That equates to cutting to a room inside a building on a planet, where music is playing everywhere, so it sounds just like music is playing outside where you are. Kinda hard to describe, but the whole album Discovery is easily one of the best I've heard and solidified Daft Punk as a band I just can't help but come back to. Something About Us is hands down my favorite song on the album, but I rarely see it mentioned. A thing called Love by the Darkness. I'm from the same town as The Darkness. I remember them playing pubs before they made it big. To this day, a lot of people from my town will straight up go mental when this song comes on. Absolute banger. Cool. Where are you / them from? Place called Lowestoft on the Suffolk coast. Used to have piano lessons just down the road from Hawkins' mum's house. This is so cool. Fellow Suffolker, my daddy's close friends with The Darkness, and I grew up going to their parties. Small world, eh? I'm guessing from your username you're no long in that neck of the woods. Otherwise I probably know you. Every Time We Touch by Cascada. Pretty sure this is the radio jam that got my friends and me into techno, then electro, then hardstyle, DnB, jump style, trap, etc. Every anime MV ever. In the end, Linkin Park. Bring Me to Life, Evanescence. We were so angry then. We really liked Dragon Ball fights. Broly transformation was on another level. Amazing. We were teens. Comes with the territory. Crawling by Linkin Park over scenes from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Linkin Park were a damn factory of songs teenager loved. Crawling came out after the first wave of AMV I loved to watch, but still left a good sign, because it was the first song I heard of them willingly. Aaron Lewis does an acoustic cover of this song and it's amazing. Steady As She Goes by the Raconteurs. Help Me Stranger from their newest album is a genuine bop. That whole album is excellent. I listened to the album exclusively for like 3 days when I saw it last night. The entirety of Is This It is a 2000s banger, honestly. Well, the U.K version with New York City cops instead of when it started. I had a vinyl with New York City Cops on it, but I guess I never knew about it being on a different version of the disc. I was lucky enough to see them and the White Stripes in Detroit in 2001. Fucking dream team. Just saw them headline after Cheers in London at the All Points East Festival. The whole audience sang over the entire show. That might sound like a beautiful communal thing, but it wasn't. You couldn't hear the band. They were even singing the guitar parts. Julian stopped singing at one point and just spun his mic around for an entire song, finally saying, "Why bother? You guys know the words better than me." The rest of the festival was amazing. That was because there was something wrong with the sound system. People at the back couldn't hear anything. Sounds weirdly like you're blaming the crowd for singing along. I know there were sound problems, but we moved near the working speakers, and it was still a wreck. I'm just saying the crowd soiled my experience. I went all 3 nights that weekend and the crowd was noticeably bro-IR on Saturday. We had guys throwing beers near us and just yelling "do na do no no do na 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 na" at each other. Casablancas seemed annoyed too.